to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Scott, the Rift Scuttler. With a few tricks up his shell, Scott steps outside the comfort of the river to avenge his fallen brothers and sisters. No longer shall they be taken advantage of for mere vision and movement speed. Although he might not look the part, Scott is one shell of a fighter, headbutting his way through any obstacle that gets in the way of him and his mission. Scott's passive is River Guardian. When Scott enters the rivers of Summoner's Rift, he gains a massive movement speed bonus for as long as he resides in the water. This passive makes him incredible at roaming, as well as contesting both Baron and Dragon.
Your skills aren't fit.
A summoner has disconnected.
Additionally, upon eating any honey fruit, Scott gains a temporary shield. Moving on to his Q ability, Scuttle Rush. When activated, Scott headbutts forward in a straight line, dealing physical damage and knocking up the first enemy hit. But that's not all. When enemies enter the river, they are marked with Intruder for as long as they stay in there. Hitting a marked enemy resets the cooldown of Scuttle Rush. This can be done indefinitely.
Target marked. You're already dead.
W ability is called Dive. Upon activation, Scott dives underground, making him completely invisible to enemy champions. After 3 seconds have passed, he resurfaces and knocks up all enemy champions nearby. When Scott resides in a river, this ability evolves into Deep Dive, allowing him to stay underwater for as long as he desires.
You dare invade my—
Step aside, Tom Kench, there is a new River King in town. Scott's E ability is Bolt. Scott dashes to the target location, firing missiles from his antennas to nearby enemies that deal a small amount of damage. This ability has 2 charges that do not recover on their own. Instead, Scott recovers a single charge every time he last hits a minion or when Scuttle Rush hits an enemy champion. Last hitting a monster recovers both charges at once. This ability serves as a great repositioning tool in the heat of battle. In the laning phase, this allows Scott to get up close and personal, last hitting a minion and quickly dashing back out again for short but sweet trades with the enemy. Scott's ultimate ability is called Voidborn. Scott becomes corrupted by the Void and transforms into the Rift Herald himself. In this new form, Scott gains a massive health boost and unlocks a new set of abilities. His Q ability turned into Void Send. Scott dashes to the target enemy's location, dealing physical damage and knocking them back on arrival. Enemies hit see the following visual effect on impact. Scott's next 2 new abilities are called Void Send 2 and Void Send 3. Hitting Void Send resets the cooldown of Void Send 2. And so on. Combining all 3 unique abilities, this is roughly what your average combo should look like, from the enemy's perspective. Scott's ultimate is River Chad. This allows him to return to his previous form whenever he wants. But that's not all. In this form, Scott also receives a new passive ability, Colossal Strength. When you approach a targetable structure, upon selection you wind up for 2.5 seconds before leaping forward, headbutting straight into the structure, destroying it on impact and killing any enemy champion nearby.